Hello, everybody. Delayed reaction. Thank you for your support. I'm getting a little momentum now, and I appreciate the newcomers that are coming in here. I'm doing a different channel. No more old mob stories. We're going to talk about certain things, interesting topics that might be prevalent and current in today's world. Uh, I appreciate your support. I really appreciate your support. We're moving up in the ticker. Like, share, subscribe, and comment, and all that. I don't usually beg like that, but I'm gonna start. Uh, for Denzel Washington is very outspoken, and I'm gonna react to Lou Valente. I think he's Hispanic or black or whatever, but he's got 319,000 subscribers, and they're calling Larry Elder a black man that has views. Now, the other side, like Denzel Washington, this guy, Lou Valente, maybe himself, they think that if you're black and you oppose brainwashing and idiotic theories and platforms and support insanity, that if you're a black man and you don't support that insanity, that you're like an Uncle Tom, because you're just not supposed to be a thinker for yourself and take in all the stimuli and information to make a rational, informative, and intelligent conclusion. So, of course, Hollywood and all their bullshit, they're supposed to follow, or Denzel will get blacklisted if he don't. Denzel got the money. They need him. Every movie he does is a blockbuster. So they're not going to take Denzel. They're not going to take Denzel Washington off the table because he makes those criminals, those pedophile Hollywood psychopaths that all follow that democratic agenda of insanity and brainwashing. And every actor, how could every actor be on that team? Because that's where they get their paycheck. Of course, that's where they get their paycheck. Denzel Washington, too smart. It is as powerful as the characters Denzel Washington portrayed in his movies. He's just as powerful in his real life character. This ain't whiskey, but cheers to Denzel Washington. I can't slurp with that one. So I'm very impressed. And there was a reporter at one of these events trying to bait Denzel Washington into going along with whatever. Like, white supremacy is keeping the black man down. White supremacy is keeping the black man down. The black man is keeping the black man down. Everybody's got every opportunity to strive and progress in today's America. So you can't even play those old cards over. Put that deck of cards away. That whining ass bullshit, regurgitated dialogue is old. It's 2023. Put them cards away. Your race card, your white supremacy, and everything else. Go bust a grape. Go bust a move. Go pick up a pencil. Go read a book. Go get an A. Go pass a class. Whatever color you are, raise yourself up. Enough of that bullshit. So Lou Valente, first time I watched, but I watched a video. The video was titled Denzel Washington Silences Woke Reporter. That was part of the video, but he did a commencement speech also. So let's get to the tape. All right, it's been 5 minutes. I hope I'm still gonna carry some viewers here. Okay. This is my second video of the day, but I'm gonna pump them out and you know, get it all in while I still got my channel going. So let's just hear Lou Valente, and this is my reaction to Lou Valente's reaction. What a name, Lou Valente.
If you don't read the newspaper, you're uninformed. If you do read it, you're misinformed.
So what do you do?
That's a great question. What is the long-term effect of too much information? One of the effects is the need to be first, not even to be true anymore. So what a responsibility you all have to tell the truth, not just to be first, but to tell.
The need to inform and be informed, but what does it turn into? Well, the people that are supposed to be informing you don't even care about the content of the information. They just want to be first. CNN learned that you can't win like that. You're just a bunch of knuckleheads out there just spewing bullshit, and you're just trying to get the top #1 ratings, political ratings and news ratings and everything else. You're trying to push your candidates along. They work in tandem. So as long as you're first, it don't matter what they are actually informing you with or about and the information they're in.
The truth. We live in a society now where it's just first. Who cares? Get it out there. We don't care who it hurts. We don't care who we destroy. We don't care if it's true. Just say it. Sell it.
Sell it.
Anything you practice, you'll get good at. Including BS.
Denzel Washington. Are you a fan of Denzel? Now, I'm not going to lie to you. Denzel is one of my favorite actors of all time, but it's because of this right here. Like, the way he shuts everything down, even in movies, but in real life. So I was watching this particular clip right here of this reporter basically asking Denzel about Trump without saying Trump's name, and asking him about the president, asking him about race relations, asking him about this, asking him about that, right? And then I ran into a Larry Elder video. So this Larry Elder video right here that we're about to watch is a goodie. And I want to check it out with you guys. It's basically a video that says Denzel Washington, the only Hollywood star telling the truth about race. And unfortunately for him, he was very active during 2015, 2016. And that was when Donald Trump was running and then became president. So race relations took a crazy step, and also Obama, right? Would you guys say that race relations was worse under Obama or Trump? Because a lot of people always say that Trump was the one that brought it out. He brought out all this crazy stuff. So he was getting asked a lot of stuff about race.
Were race relations better during Obama or Donald Trump? Everybody might have differing opinions on that. Me, myself, Donald Trump was trying to make race relations better. Whatever the result was, I don't know.
And I want to check it out. Let me know down below what you guys think before this video on Denzel Washington. Is he based? Is he good? Make sure to follow the Rumble at Lou Valentino. You guys know we're on 2 strikes, so we got to be extremely careful. And join the locals for only $5 a month. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Larry Elder on Denzel Washington. Let's get it.
Let's get it, baby. I like this Valente guy.
This is about Denzel Washington, not about his acting, which is great. No, this is about his perspective. He's probably the only person in Hollywood speaking the truth about so-called race relations. Now, don't get me wrong. He's nobody's Republican. You probably wouldn't have voted for Donald Trump if you paid him. But
for Black people in particular, do you think that we can truly...
Here's the reporter trying to bait Denzel Washington, and it's not going to work.
Make change as things are right now?
Well, it starts in the home. You know, if the father's not in the home, the boy will find the father in the streets. Yeah, I saw it in my generation and in every generation before me and everyone since. It starts in the home, you know.
She was not looking for that reply. She thought that he was a Hollywood sellout, and with his charisma and communication skills, that she was going to get the holy grail of the white supremacy and the white man's keeping the black man down. And she was anticipating all this. And what's he say? The responsibility lies within the household, which many of the fathers might be missing.
If the streets raise you, then the judge becomes your mother, and and prison becomes your home.
This interviewer was determined to get Denzel Washington to go BMW. For those of you new to the El Dorado Nation, BMW stands for bitch, moan, and whine. And Denzel...
The BMW movement. Bitch, moan, and whine. Wah, wah, we don't have a chance. We don't have a chance. They're all racist. They're all racist. We don't have a chance. Really? This reporter's got lockjaw.
Washington wasn't having it.
I want to just ask you, though, about the issue of race relations, because the film touches upon that. Right now, under President...
He had just did a movie about race relations. So the build-up and climax to all this is the crescendo and everything. And now he's going to say this. He expects Denzel to say, this country is this, blah, 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 blah. Boom. A complete 360 or 180.
Obama, over the last 8 years, in your mind, have race relations improved under his leadership?
Race relationships have to do with race relationships. You're white or whatever you are. I'm black or whatever I am. We're standing here talking now. That's how we get things done. You can't legislate love. The president of the United States can't legislate us into liking each other. We have to step forward.
Race relationships, like we got to follow the lead of all this propaganda, all this media, and all this stuff to figure out what is going on with race relationships. He's standing in front of a white reporter and says, we're relating in a relationship, so to speak, and we're getting along fine through communication. And if you go to the mall, you'll see white and black, boyfriend and girlfriends, husbands and wives, mixed races. I got a fat bottom lip, speech impediment, but I'm doing better. Therapy. You'll see it. So race relationships seem to be fine. I have black, Hispanic subscribers that come in here fine. We're relating nicely in that relationship. Race relationships and all this. This guy, now watch, I guess Denzel's going to put this nitwit in a straitjacket.
And ask questions about each other. And
one thing I noticed here is Pauletta Washington, his wife, the way she's looking at him explain this, she's so proud of it. She's so proud of her husband. This is a great relationship they got going on.
Denzel Washington's wife is watching this interview at his side, and she's just smiling like, go ahead, Denzel, do your thing. If Denzel Washington was running for office, I'll vote for him. So I'm not a racist, okay? You racists that call me a racist, I'm not a racist. I see the character of the person, just like Martin Luther King said, judge people by their character, judge them like that.
But once again, it's just all of these, and I mean all of these people, all these reporters asking about race relations because of the presidents of the past and all of these different things, as if, once again, like they're trying to bait Denzel Washington into saying a certain thing. They're trying to bait him into saying a certain perspective that everybody has, what I used to have as well. Oh,
you know what I like? Just like this guy Lou Valente saying, they're seeing it. Now, Lou Valente might be Hispanic, black. Forgive me, Lou, you probably never watched this, but he's just, and they're opening up their eyes. People of color that are opening up their eyes. They're not taking the bait. They're not, and I'm seeing it with these YouTube channels, and their channels are growing. He's got like 300,000 subscribers, this Lou Valente, Hey, good evening, Carmelo and Mr. Spataro. So these people, non-whites, or I don't even like to say of color. We're all of color, but who aren't within the white framework. I like to see channels like Lou Valente and some other ones that are non-whites, black, Hispanic, or mixed, and they're seeing it. They're not taking the bait. They're not taking the bait. And this knucklehead nitwit reporter that who pays their checks, the corporate media, and who's signing their checks, these reporters' checks. You're seeing it, and it's just refreshing that they're not taking the bait. Denzel, Victor, Carmela, let's continue on, my good people.
The reason why Hispanics and minorities overall are doing bad is because of white supremacy. So they're expecting him to go full-blown white supremacy, as the issue. But he's going back to the home. What do you guys think? You agree with him on that? He's going back to the home. Don't let the streets raise you. You feel me? Like that's common sense, right?
Common sense.
Well, you would think so.
Engage. There's no law that says, because I'm president, you all got to get along now. So it's up to us.
He tried again. Denzel, talk to me about systemic, institutional, structural, foundational, endemic racism. And Denzel Washington wasn't going with it.
Sorry.
There's been so many protests in America, especially during the election. Black Lives Matter movement, for example, and those issues. Has that movement in particular, the Black Lives Matter movement, helped race relations or not in America?
Okay. The reporter now, he can't pull any more rabbits out of a hat. Everything has failed. Now he figures he can get BLM, Black Lives Matter, throw this at Denzel Washington and see what happens. Oh, Denzel, what about the protests and the riots and everything else? So now maybe he thinks that now Denzel, that this reporter should know better, that he's not going to fall for it and he ain't going to take any bait. It ain't even enough substance to be called bait at this time of this interview. And here's what Denzel Washington says about the Black Lives Matter riots and protests.
Well, listen, we live in America, and in America we have the freedom to express ourselves. We shouldn't take that for granted. So whatever the movements are, whether you agree with them or don't, they have the right to express themselves. So that's one of the great.
Brilliant answer, Denzel. Whether we agree with these movements or not, BLM and woke and all these psychopaths running around in the streets, whether we agree, we do have to remember this is the United States of America, and it's in the amendments and the Constitution, and that should be protected and preserved. And I do agree with that. That the people, I might not agree what they're protesting about because it's all retarded, but we're Americans and we are privileged for those rights.
Things about being in this country that you do have the right to protest.
You see, here's the deal. Denzel Washington is not a victocrat. He knows damn well why so many blacks are involved in the criminal justice system.
There was something I read where you talked about your people from Mount Vernon saying that, like they've done like 40 years in the penitentiary. Mm-hmm. So, and, incarceration rates in America has been a problem, especially as opposed.
Thank you, my good people, Carmela, I'm sorry, Mr. Spataro, Victor, and everything else. I appreciate the people that come in. This is the best small YouTube channel on YouTube. So you have to believe in yourselves. Even at the bottom, you have to believe to move to the top. Denzel Washington now had 3 friends growing up, 3 of his best friends. And they went astray. They're from the same neighborhood and everything else. They went and did 20 years. One did 40 years. One did 28 years or whatnot. I might be a couple years off. What was the difference? How did Denzel Washington get away? He was the only one out of the 4 that had a father in the home. or he might not have been in the home, but he had a father that was still in his life. You could not have a father physically in your household, but you could still have a male figure to school you and nurture you and discipline you to follow the right path. Let's continue, my good people.
Minorities, and Roman delves into the issues around the legal system. Do you think we've made any headway?
I think it's more important to make headway in our own house. By the time the system comes into play, the damage is done.
Of course.
They're not locking up 7-year-olds.
They're not locking up 7-year-olds. Woo! Woo!
Wow. They're not locking up 7-year-olds. It all starts way before then. It's crazy because my father did, he did federal time, and he then got deported to the Dominican Republic. And then my brother, he's done a lot of time. He's been in and out of prison. So I get that. I get that firsthand.
The guy I'm doing the video off of, Lou Valente, good guy, smart guy, and he's stating the same situation that Denzel just stated. He was locked up. His brother was locked up in the federal pen. His father was locked up. But this smart Lou Valente rose up out of it. And you too, and anybody else that comes in here, you also can. Don't play that whine, cry, baby. You can't do it. You can do it.
A lot of people do. I don't think this particular, like this, everybody has gone through, everybody has a sob story.
Right.
But the saddest part is nobody really cares too much.
No.
You know what I mean?
Pick yourself up.
When he says they're not locking up 7-year-olds, that's what I'm saying. Like, we all have to make our decisions as we get older. And it really comes down to who's mentoring us, who's helping us get better, right? Who are our leaders? Damn, he's shutting it down. Oh, my God.
Denzel.
Yeah. I was in Chicago a couple of 3-4 weeks ago, and we saw these little kids on bikes with masks on the side of their head, like 5 or 6 of them. And the driver said, yeah, they're little yummies. I said, who? He said, little yummies. Look up, Google Little Yummy. Little Yummy was an 11-year-old murderer. Wow. And you look at his picture, you'll see the headshot of him, he's like this. And he got murdered at 11 by a 14-year-old. Wow. Who's doing life now, and a 16-year-old. Makes no sense. You blame the system? Where was his father? It starts in the house. It starts in the home. And well, my father got locked up. Well, where was his father? Yeah.
And Mr. Washington talked about the friends he grew up with and what happened to them.
Oh, here it is.
Like I did talk about my 3 closest friends. And
here it
they
is.
did, 15 and 25. One did 28, this and that. I was the only one of the 3 that had a father in my life. Even though my parents were together. But I still had a father who was a gentle man and a good example. Yeah. And they didn't. We can blame the system if we want, but they didn't lock any of us up at 7. Yeah. We were all doing enough to get locked up at 13. My parents sent me in another direction. They didn't have anybody to help them, and they kept doing what they was doing.
The formula for success: hard work, focus, commitment, persistence, perseverance, sacrifice, and believing in yourself.
You know what the saddest part about this is that watching this great video by Larry Elder explaining, right, and also breaking down Denzel Washington, race relations, presidents, and all this crazy stuff, he gets a lot of hate, man. Larry Elder gets a lot of hate. I think there was a magazine or some type, I don't know.
Larry Elder gets a lot of hate. He's black. And he's not taking the bait. And then they all come out in magazines and they bash him and they bash him and they bash him and they sling shit. And they can't stand that there's black people with intelligence and IQ and intellect that can actually see through the bullshit. So they take the opportunity to bash him and everything else. And, they can't stand it. They just can't stand it. And there's a lot more to be said, but I'm not going to keep running it because you folks get the gist of it. And I did a program for a school when I was in college that I went to the inner city school, and I was the only white person in the school, and I was getting extra credit for college, for a degree and tuition to knock money off my tuition. And speaking about whether the father is in the mix. Now, some of these kids that I was from 7th grade to 9th grade, these black students that I had to come in and assist them so they could get their scores up for the SATs so they could get state aid. And so I would look at them and I would perform my Roseanne Ash, new person in here. I'm sorry I break up the stories, but I do have to welcome and invite a new face, a new name that comes in here. Thank you for your support. I've been censored. I've been through the ringer, but let's continue. So I would look at my students, black boys, black girls, 2 7th graders pregnant, and I would think I could almost pick out who has a father and who doesn't. If you had to guess, 20 students. And I got personal, I got close to try to raise them up and get them the help. They might need somebody. They might need a man, even though I'm supposed to be a teacher or so. They need a man to tell them something that can make them prosper. Give them confidence. And I would see. And I would say, Jimmy, is your father mad at you because you have to go in this program to get your grades up? And then I'm promoting an answer from him. And it breaks my heart because I don't want him to say, well, my father's in jail or my father is running wherever he is. And maybe that's right or wrong of me, but, it just affected me a little different to say, and there were some bad actors. I got a lot of flack, but I won some of them over. Well, I won one kid over in the class. He was like Mike Tyson, and he didn't know what 4 + 4 was. He was in 8th grade. He didn't know what 4 × 3 was. And I was trying to help him, Mo Ali. And I was trying to help this kid out. And a lot of times the class would be in confusion. Nobody wants to listen. My horns are ripe. It's not the streets. You can't just go off on these 7th, 8th, and 9th graders. And sometimes I'd be shadowed by a state official in the doorway or the principal or somebody like that. And I'd have to tiptoe around what I would say or not say. And then one day, my horns got a little too ripe. And I said, go ahead. Rock and roll, kids, rock and roll. Get your toothbrush and your underwear and you're all going to be in jail. And within a year or two, blah, blah, blah. You're pregnant. You're going to be pregnant. You're all going to be, all your girls will be pregnant. The fathers of your kids will be gone and everything. God, forgive me. Forgive me, Jesus. Forgive me. And I took it to the streets a little bit. Thank you, Roseanne. And so I lost it, yes, in the class. And now the official and the teacher and the principal, they're looking, and I says, I tried, whatever. This academic structure of the school system or whatever, and how you're pushing kids through, and all you need to get into college these days is a pencil, okay? So this kid that I really tried to, and he went off on me one time, and I came back and said, that's all right. Don't talk in the class. Sit there. You don't know what 4 × 3 is. You ain't going nowhere. And then the one day I was having a rough time, and he stood up And he told the class, shut up. Let him talk. And I was like, I was like, thank you kindly. And it really touched me emotionally that he, you know how there's an alpha male or an alpha person that, and it was crickets. And I went, all right, class, let's get down. Let's rock and roll. You're all kings and queens. Let's rise up. Let's rise up. This is a certain part of your life. We can progress. We can progress. Whether you have a father in the home or not. I'm just saying. I didn't tell them that. And so he started learning. And his mind would, and I mean, God forgive me, because I don't know how these students made it from 4th grade to 5th grade to 5th grade to 6th grade to 6th grade to 7th grade, junior high school, and they don't know anything. And I was really impressed. And he was doing a problem, and I was trying to get them fast, because once learning is easy, remembering and things, but we all have the ability to learn. But some people, the kids, are frustrated. Oh, here's the test. Oh gosh, they get in panic mode. Oh geez, no. So he figured something out, and I went, wow. And this rough Mike Tyson, and I was standing near his desk, and he looked up at me, and he said, "You think I'm smart?" And I said, "Yeah. What a great job." And I didn't have many problems, because when I first come into class, they're all talking the normal stuff, blah, 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 blah. But then I would look at him, and he'd look at the rest of the class, and they would shut up. I was actually paying them $10, $12. I was actually paying them under the table. Hey, good job. I was actually bribing them. No, I wasn't. But I did help him out for bus fare and stuff like that, because he did have some problems and everything. So I just told him, don't say anything to nobody. Here's a couple bucks. Get a sandwich on the way home. He's got to catch 2 buses, blah, 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 blah. But they needed the parent in the home. Thank you, Mr. Spataro. A few years later, I saw a different unruly student of mine that was actually a good kid. I thought this kid was most likely to succeed from this class. And I turned on the news one night, and they were walking him in handcuffs, and he was accused of murder. And he was the one that didn't have the father in the house. He was the one. And I'm not saying because you don't have a father in the house that's your excuse to rock and roll, because you're only going to end up in a grave or in jail. I'm just saying statistical, anecdotal information. So when they're trying to bait in the media, it's getting hot in here. It's getting hot in here. So turn up. Don't take the bait. There's actually black men and women that are thinkers out there that the media and all the bullshitters can't get to. And Denzel Washington put them all in their place. And they're always trying to whine and everything else about all this and that. Nobody has a chance. This is the year 2023. They push you through high school. All you need to know what is like 20 divided by 4. Then you're in. The SATs at the end of the year, they had the answers right there to get the state aid. I asked one of the, I said, hey, well, they can't have the, whoa. She said, that's not your decision on what we're doing, the state official and everything. They want the state aid. And you know what? That school needed state aid. They didn't have computers. There wasn't a computer center. They didn't have the resources. I'll give them that. So if they had to do whatever, I wanted to teach them innately. You have the knowledge in your mind. You don't need a cheat sheet right there. We're going to do it. But that's that. So Denzel Washington, boom. Lou Valentino, great job. I just seen his channel. I think he's Hispanic, and he used to be on the other side, he said. He was brainwashed. But now some people are informed. We don't need ABC, NBC, Fox News, or CNN anymore. We don't need it. We need eyes to see and ears to hear. That's what Jesus said. Well, Jesus, you were correct. That makes sense. If you got eyes to see and ears to hear, formulate a logical opinion or commentary like the Truth Serum. Thank you, folks. God bless you all for supporting this channel. I'm going to spit these videos out. You guys lit a fire under me. I was frustrated. They're censoring me. They're smashing me. I'm standing 8 count. Boom, boom, boom. But you know what? I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up. Good night, Carmela. I'm not giving up. I'm coming at you. I'm coming at you. So, folks, don't give up. There's obstacles and hurdles and everything else. We can't make excuses. I stopped the channel. I'm telling my buddy, oh, yeah. So then I thought, you know what? I'm a quitter. Well, I think I got a legitimate reason because I keep getting censored. No, True Serum, you're quitting. You're a quitter. Keep fighting. Fight the good fight. Get some good information out there, you know, and let's rise up and prosper together. Like, share, subscribe, comment, do a backflip while you're at it. Buy my book wherever it is, and let's rock and roll. So God bless you all. Roseanne, Ash, thank you for your comment, for your support, because that's the stuff that keeps me going. That keeps me going. That's the money. That's my money. Victor's back. Emmanuel, Carmela, Mo, where you been, Mo? Help me out. Carmela, Roseanne. Thank you, Roseanne. That's what keeps me going. I'm a 60-year-old guy. I did a lot of gangster stories, but I'm not that Guido anymore. Oh, he killed him and he put him in the trunk. No. I was raised better than that. That's not the right thing to do. Forgive me, Mom. Forgive me, Jesus. No more gangster stories. I don't care. I want to grow my channel and everything else, but not going to piggyback violence and blood and all that anymore. I might do 1 or 2 things here or there, but no. I could pull. I'm smart enough and have the ability to go a different direction, and we could rise up there. Let's get 500 subscribers by Christmas while my ticker is on, because I hope I don't get censored again. Please pray for me, please, because I need all the help I can get. Thank you, Roseanne. Thank you, Mo. I'm going to keep pumping these out. And the one comment keeps me going. One compliment. One compliment from us, that keeps me going. That's how valuable good words are. That's how valuable words are. They will make you or break you. Words. What are words for when no one listens anymore? All right. An old song, I'm dating myself. You people probably haven't heard that, but that might have been the 80s, 1980s. So good words is good food. Good words is food for the heart, the mind, the soul, the spirit. Here's my studio. The lighting's bad. Look at the crooked light. But you know what? That's my setup. That's all. I don't have money. I'm not rich. I'm trying to make ends meet, but use what you have. Use what you have. Be resourceful and keep fighting. I can chirp for another hour, but people don't like long videos. They like a 12-minute video, analytics say, but I do it my way. I do it my way. It's 40 minutes. I do it my way. Thank you, folks. God bless you all. I'm going to be back at it tomorrow, God willing. Well, I might be going away for a day or two. I like to go away to a racetrack, horse racing or something, like to get away. But I'll be back here. And sometimes I shouldn't be doing videos so close because I want my other video to get views, more views. Well, I just did another video, so what about the one I did about Maui this morning? Are you guys going to forget about the one I did about Maui? I don't do things by the script, but I do have degrees in marketing management and many other degrees in other fields of knowledge. So, but why am I broke? I don't care if I'm broke. I live happy. I have a happy life. Money comes in handy. Yes, money does come in handy, but I have other valuable gifts and blessings in my life. The fact that I made it to 60 years old is a blessing. So this is all borrowed time. This is extra time. So money comes and goes. The numbers go up and down, all that and that. It's whatever. We still have a right to have a good day. I have a right to make a video, share things with good people here, and we're going to grow. I'm going to tell you right now, if they leave my channel on, we're going to grow. We're going to grow. These guys are here keeping me in the game. They're keeping me having confidence to keep going. That's all. I've had everything thrown at me, and it ain't shit. Just keep pumping. Let's go. So 42 minutes now. Tip the bartender on the way out, all right? All right, folks. Thank you so much. And I appreciate your support and compliments and good words and feedback and everything else. So see you again soon. Be the kings and queens of your world. The world is a vampire. Wants your blood. No. We're born to be kings and queens. And believe it. Make your reality happen. Believe it first. Reality comes in second. Thank you, folks. God bless. Prosperity, love, and compassion keeps the world together. Toodaloo.